So I feel like there's a lot of there's a lot of ground to cover here. And
Right.
from an ethical perspective, the very first thing that comes to mind is like the material itself. Make sure that if you know respect copyright and ownership of the material, the lineage of the material, so that way don't um, like use material from you know without consent on training these models to create better educational experiences, because at the end of the day this is somebody else's work that is that they've probably put months or years into to develop, and you need consent or appropriate compensation before you consider using it to train or build an AI learning experience. So that's one that comes off the top of my head. The second one is more related to sort of from like a learner's side. I feel the ethical side, you just touched on it, which is don't coast or mail it in by just using AI to respond to everything, because it will respond in a very plausible way. But here's the kicker: um, chances are it's hallucinating part of the response. Like there's been cases when the AI model has hallucinated textbooks that don't exist as part of a citation, or research papers that don't exist, for example. So if you are just throwing every question into an AI model and expecting an answer, in the long run, that's actually going to hurt you. And don't do that to teachers or educators who've spent hours trying to figure out how best to teach and make sure that you understand the material. That's the second one I can think of. The third one is in terms of usage itself, because there is like AI consumes a ton of energy, and so using it responsibly is sort of important for us to ensure that we aren't from the perspective of electricity and carbon emissions and all of those things. It's crucial that we use it. Don't use it just for dad jokes. Use it responsibly for something where you need that extra assistance. So the fear that I always have is like there might be an like if you have a 24/7 TA next to you to help you with everything, what happens when that TA is suddenly not available? So don't make it a crutch, and don't be overly dependent on it. Use your thinking first, and then see how it lines up with what the model has to say. And the other ethical thing I would just generally say is this sort of applies to um, things beyond education, like interviewing and all of those things. I see that there's a sudden rise in people either impersonating others, like by using AI to change their appearance, or by using AI to answer the questions that are asked in an interview. And those are just areas that it leaves a very bad taste in the mouth for the companies doing the interviews. So that's just a few that came to mind.